Hey guys, I have another workout for you to try today. So for this workout, if you have a TRX, you'll use that. If you have a band, you'll use that. If you have dumbbells, you'll use those. If you don't, I will show you some options if you don't have any of that equipment. Okay, so here we go. First exercise is either a lat pull or a body weight row on a TRX. So if you have a TRX, we'll use that. You're going to be doing a wide row actually today. So that's going to be palms down, elbows out. Be careful not to curl the wrists. So I'm using my own body weight as resistance. I have the other band hanging up there for what I'll be doing next. So my wrists are staying flat. This is really using more of my upper back. So that's one option. Now, if you don't have a TRX, but you do have a band, and you want to use the way that I'm doing it right now from a high anchor point, I'll show you what you'll use to hook that up and over a door. So again, I'm working my lats, so it's the same muscles, I'm just using the band. And again, palms down, elbows out. Keeping a little bend in my knees. And I'm squeezing back, so it's nice and slow. So you'll do maybe 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, and that's going to be a set of those, and then we'll move on. So the next option, if you don't have a way to hook up high, is to hook your band just at your waist level, maybe on a doorknob, and same thing, so elbows are out. So having it up high just changes it a little bit in how you feel it in your body. It's always good to mix it up. If you don't have a band at all, you could use dumbbells. And I'll turn sideways so you can see my neutral curves in my spine. And same thing, my elbows go out. And I'm being really careful not to curl my wrists. So that's working the upper back. The next exercise is a TRX tricep extension. So if you have a TRX, you'll use it. If not, I'll show you your options. So if I'm using the TRX, if it's really scary for me to do with both feet back, I'll step a foot forward and I use my body weight as resistance. So you'll notice I'm not going over my head. That's going to be too much on my shoulder joints. But if I feel comfortable, I'll step both feet back, and it becomes a plank as well as a tricep exercise. So my core is working really hard in addition to my triceps. Again, if you don't have a TRX, but you do have a band, you could try the version where the band is hooked up high, and it's the same concept. I'll have one foot in front of the other for this one, and I'm working my triceps. And again, if you don't have anything to hook it up high, you can do the same thing. The positioning of the hands will be just slightly different on these, otherwise you'll probably catch your hair. So if I'm over my head, I might catch my hair. So you find the position that's appropriate for you, but again, don't let your arms come way back behind you. My core is tight, really isolating in the triceps. And again, if you don't have a band, you could use dumbbells or my bottle of liquid, and I could do a tricep kickback. It's actually amazingly effective. The liquid actually makes it a little bit more challenging because it makes it a little bit unstable. So make sure the lid's on tight. All right, so the next exercise I have for you is a side step up. So these can be done with or without weight. So if I have weight in my hand, I might choose to add a bicep curl. I might choose to add a shoulder press. Just be careful you're keeping your weight back in your heel. You'll notice I'm kind of sitting back, and then I'm stepping up. You could use a step if you have one. You could use your raised hearth at your fireplace, or any kind of a really stable chair, so be careful, I don't want you to get hurt. And if you don't have any of those things, you could add a little side lift. So what we're isolating here is Certainly glutes, legs are working, but we're getting a little bit more in that outer hip area, and you can also do that by doing a squat and a lift to the side. So you'll notice my toes on my lifting leg are actually pointed forward. Don't turn them out. They can be forward or even slightly turned in. And of course, you'll do both sides. And it doesn't have to be a big squat, or it could be a really big squat. So just listen to your body on those. If none of those work, clamshells. I've shown those in other videos. If you're not sure what those are, you can go ahead and do clamshells, or look them up if you can do clamshells. If your knees don't like the squats or the step-ups, that also works the outer hip area. Okay, so moving on. So band circles. So I'm going to be using my band, obviously. So I'm doing circles. I can do a stir the pot kind of a circle, or I can do almost like a clock kind of a circle. And these are just a really nice, slow, controlled core exercise. I can go both ways. I can stir the pot both ways. So those of you who come to see me in the gym, of course, you know at this point I would usually ask, what are you making me? And of course my favorite answer is vegetarian chili. But you never know. It could be oatmeal. It could be soup. So this is like a clock. So clockwise and counterclockwise. And then a stir of the pot, right? So you go maybe 40, 30, 45 seconds on each side. Listen to your body. If your back starts to bother you, you probably need to adjust something. Maybe you're tucked under. We don't want that. Maybe your rear end's sticking way out. Don't want that either. We want neutral curves in the spine, drawing the belly button towards the spine. So we do the other side, of course. I'm just going to do a quick demo on this side and then move on. Okay, single-legged bridges on an elevated surface. So I'm going to put my foot actually up on a chair or your hearth or a step, and I'll lift up and down. Okay, so I've done these on the floor in other videos. This is another option. If your knee or your back doesn't like it, you could try crossing the ankle over the thigh for a little bit more support. If that still is not working for you, you could put both feet up. So you'll notice I'm not coming into huge extension. That might be a little too pinchy on my back. And just lifting until I'm in my neutral position with my lower back. So again, single-legged elevated foot bridge, or if you need to put both feet on the elevated surface, that's no problem. You need more? Add a dumbbell. Add something weighted on your lap. Okay? All right, so the next one is a one-arm row. So if possible, I'll be using a dumbbell, and I could use my hand on a chair. Okay? And then I'm finding my neutral curves. That's really important. So what I don't want is this, okay, my rounded spine. I don't want to come into huge extension in my back either. So I can kind of cat-cow until I feel like this is a neutral position. You might even look in a mirror if you have one. Gentle curve in the low back. My neck is long and extended. And a slow row. So you want to be careful you don't just let the weight drop back down. It's slow on the way up, slow on the way down. You want it to be harder, double pulse. And that's true on any exercise. If you double pulse, you'll be doing a lot more work. So you don't have to lean on something, but still finding your neutral curves in your back. If your lower back doesn't like that, probably a little lighter weight. Make sure you're drawing the core in super tight. Okay, the last one I have for you today is a side plank. And so you can do these on the floor with your feet stacked and then lift up and down. You could do a slight rotation forward. And modifications. Stagger the feet, top leg is in front of the bottom leg. modification, one knee or both knees down. You can simply hold, you can lift up and down, you can rotate. One more option, bring yourself on your elevated surface. And same thing, I could stack my feet, that's the hardest. Staggering my feet is going to be a little less. I could lift up and down, I could rotate, I could lift the top leg. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Have fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to see you guys really soon.